There is a thin line between what happened and what almost came to be. These are the echoes of lives that never were. Welcome to the Chronicles of the Unseen. Let's begin.
Most people believe that time is a river. It flows only one way, washing our mistakes into the ocean of oblivion. But imagine, for a second, that time is an old, creaky elevator in a gray office building. And sometimes, when the ropes of fate fray, this elevator stops on a floor that doesn't exist, on the floor of your yesterday.
Mark wasn't a bad person. He was just tired. For 10 years, he'd been pressing the same 14 button, feeling his life turning into an endless queue for meaning that was constantly slipping away. Mark was a man of routines. Every evening at 6:15 p.m., he stepped into the elevator of his high-rise apartment on the 14th floor. He was tired. A missed promotion, a cold coffee, and a sense that life was simply passing him by. But tonight the routine broke. Every day, the same button, the same path, the 14th floor, the place where your worst day lives forever. That evening, the world outside the elevator cabin suddenly fell silent. The lights flickered, the numbers on the display began to waver and count down, as if space itself had decided Mark needed to go back. The doors opened with a heavy sigh. Before him was the hall. Bathed in a bright, almost sickly light, it seemed like the set for a performance Mark had already seen. There, just 3 feet away, stood Mark himself, the Mark of yesterday. It was the moment that shattered everything. Yesterday's Mark didn't just speak, he screamed. His face, distorted by anger and impotence, was a mirror of 10 years of silent grievances. The boss stood opposite, cold, motionless, like a granite rock against which any wave crashes.
We're done here.
That's all, Mark. We're done. The boss's voice sounded like a quiet sentence. At that moment, Mark the Double's anger gave way to primal confusion. The hand clutching the paper cup of coffee trembled. His fingers slowly, almost solemnly, unclenched. The real Mark, standing in the shadow of the elevator, froze. He knew what would happen next. He knew that spilled coffee would be the final straw, the point of no return, after which there would be no turning back. He lunged forward. His hand reached for the falling glass, his fingers almost feeling the warmth of the cardboard. He wanted to catch it. He wanted to catch his life. But the glass passed through his palm like cold smoke. The dark liquid scattered in the air in a myriad of droplets, slowly falling to the floor. Mark stood a centimeter away from his past, yet separated from it by an eternity. The doors began to close. Metal once again cut him off from a world where he could be different. The elevator crept upward, leaving Mark in silence, alone with the realization we are not masters of our time. We are merely its accidental witnesses. Yesterday is a ghost. Tomorrow is just a guess. Today is the only floor that truly exists.
These stories are echoes of lives that could have been. If you, too, feel this whisper of the past, stay tuned. Subscribe to Fantastic Life Stories Let's peer into the shadows that time leaves behind.